Welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin is on a tear, going up close to 51,000 as I'm talking right now. It's been incredible seeing everything kind of light back up, and we are getting back to that point. Today we're going to go over some exciting news for both Cardano, Bitcoin, XRP, and we're also going to do a bit of a lesson on the RSI before talking about whether or not Bitcoin is going to sustain this pump or if this is just a fake out. If you do like this content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. Let's get into it. The first bit of news here is Cardano is on the brink of rebounding to new all-time highs for this TA chart analysis is saying. And he does say, and Michael Van de Pope, and we've seen him before, we've featured him a little bit on the channel here and there, but he is saying that we are getting ready for another rise. And I've said this before, if Bitcoin is healthy, most likely Cardano is going to follow. Just looking a little bit at the charts really quick without spoiling any too much about later. But if you look at Bitcoin right now, it is pumping at 51,000. Cardano not doing that much. But again, this all happens when Bitcoin kind of chills out after a pump, right? So we could see another ADA pump past this all-time high of $3 and going up towards that $4.50 that we were talking about in a couple of videos ago. So he is seeing that. He has a very similar kind of bottoming out structure that I have on our charts. But he is saying that we're getting ready to bounce, and I do agree with him because Cardano is down, crypto is up, right? So definitely get ready. At this point, I think a $2.22 Cardano is actually a pretty good deal with where it could be, because we could be looking at something as big as a 100% increase over the next couple of days, depending on what happens. Now, Grayscale had a lot to talk about with Cardano. Cardano is now executing more than 115,000 transactions per day. Smart contracts are coming out. We have Chainlink that's partnering up with Cardano to build onto those smart contracts and really work to help feed the infrastructure here. So Grayscale is highlighting the ability to maintain the Cardano's network and expansion. So we could really be looking at Cardano as a magnificent investment in the future. And I thought really I got in super early in Cardano, and I did, but I think people are still not recognizing how early it potentially could be for Cardano. Now, they do mention back and refer back to that $3 Cardano, and they also mentioned that Cardano has a bit of a cult following, and I kind of agree with that, but I think it's toned down a little bit over the past couple of months. I think the kind of FUD in the market really alleviated that and made people recognize, hey, you know, maybe it's not good to always be maximalist. But Cardano held pretty well in that dip. And again, they did get that 100 million investment from Emergo to start building dApps onto the network. Now, what's interesting is the Federal Reserve. We talk about the Federal Reserve a lot on this channel, and we talk about Mr. Jerome Powell, but the Federal Reserve is adopting ISO 20022 format of payments that Ripple is compliant with. I firmly believe, and if you look back at my channel, you'll see I was talking about Ripple, I was talking about the SEC case. I held through the drop. I didn't sell a goddamn XRP. And I promise you, that decision is probably one of the best decisions I'll ever make. I have gained a lot on my XRP, roughly the same amount as I've gained on my Bitcoin, because I bought at pretty opportune times. But the Federal Reserve moving to this just kind of, it doesn't even, I already know. I knew for a long time. That's why most of my portfolio is XRP. You guys all know that. Most of that is XRP, or at least 40%. The majority is XRP. Now, I firmly believed in this banker coin and this scam coin that would be the infrastructure, the new financial world, onboarding the legacy system. I truly believe that, and that's why I'm invested in it, because I believe that that's where it's going. Whether or not you like the banking infrastructure, wouldn't you rather be rich with it? So I guess this is just acknowledging the whole aspect that yes, XRP will most likely be used by countries like the United States and other banks in the world. Okay, so again, this is TA Tuesday, so welcome back to the BitBuy screen here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, and then we're going to talk more about why Bitcoin can continue going up and why this could be a huge indicator for the kickoff of a bull market. If you are Canadian and you want to get signed up with BitBuy, you can go ahead and click on the link down in the description below, get a free sign up bonus. The relative strength indicator, or the RSI, is a momentum oscillator indicator. So this helps people identify whether something's going to be bearish or bullish. So there are two sides essentially to the RSI in the chart. Now you can't see it exactly because my face is in the way. So now that I've moved my face out of the way, there's a scale of 1 to 100 on the RSI. So the RSI is either at somewhere above 50 or below 50. Typically, if it's below 50, that means it's on the oversold portion of everything. If it's above 50, it's more to the overbought. So here we can see Bitcoin right now is currently making its way up to the overbought. Right now, the RSI indicator is showing 65. So 65 is the current RSI, and that can fluctuate between 0 to 100. Obviously, it's more radical to see the RSI at 100 or at 0, but we'll still see it kind of move within this range. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't go higher on the scale. It just typically doesn't usually go that high unless it's a very, very big parabolic spike, like you can see some of the jetting out of the purple area here. But that would indicate heavily that right now the market is extremely overbought and you should be a little bit fearful. Again, get greedy when people are fearful and get fearful when people are greedy. So when we are seeing these massive spikes and we are above the RSI, that does tell us that we're overbought and we're looking at a trend reversal potentially coming. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happening here with Bitcoin or anything. I'm just explaining what an RSI does. Now, the relative strength index could be used for something like short-term trading or long-term trading. So realistically, if we go ahead and change our time focus to 1 day and then relook at that, RSI is just going to alter with that daily, but we'll be able to see these spikes within the RSI and see exactly where we are. And you can clearly see we are above 50. We're basically around the 60 mark, give or take. We do have more room to go. We have more room to go up in this uptrend. So will Bitcoin continue going up here? It could very well. Now, the RSI is calculated by the average gain or loss during a time period. I'm not going to get into the formula, but if you are interested in the math, I've left a link in the description below for you. Now, oftentimes, one big thing to keep in mind when you are looking at the RSI is you'll see divergences when we hit either the top of the band or the bottom of the band. So you can see here, we were going on a downtrend and then hit the bottom of the RSI and then made it onto an uptrend until finally we're around here where we had to go on another downtrend, and now we could be going on another uptrend. So we do see those divergences as soon as the RSI is hit at the bottom or at the top. So typically people like to short-term trade and say go short when it's at the top of the RSI or go long when it's at the bottom of the RSI. Either way though, the RSI isn't a 100% indicator and it should be used in combination of a bunch of other indicators. But that is the TA Tuesday portion of this video. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to bring that up and talk about that with TA Tuesday, and we are looking at this breakout, or is it a breakout, right? Is this just a fake out? Are we going to go back down? Are my hopes and dreams going to get shattered? Probably not. We're still on the kind of lower end of the overbought territory on the RSI. We're only at roughly 65 on the RSI right now on the daily chart. We are looking like we do have plenty more gas, much more gas left in the tank to continue pumping, to continue this going. We could be seeing the start of a recovery. We did have that terrible kind of second half of the summer, that horrible kind of Q3 area. But going to this October, could be starting off something special. Right now, Bitcoin is currently trading at 51,350, going pretty high. Now, we do see normal times, if you look at the RSI, under times that we're really pumping, just because we're at the top of the RSI, doesn't mean we can't still go, or go up and then hit the bottom of the RSI and then go back up, right? And it doesn't always mean that we have to go super down. So if we do go down on the RSI, you see in this example, we do go down on the RSI, but we don't actually go down much in the chart. We just kind of trade level. Even here, we do see a bit of a dip here, and we do see a low point on the RSI. So even when we are at the top of the RSI, it doesn't take much to get down and make room to go back up. And right now, I would say everything's looking extremely bullish for where Bitcoin can go. So at this point, I'm pretty hopeful. I think we are going to see that $52,000 Bitcoin most likely at some point tonight. I think we are going to see that $4 Cardano. And I most likely think that as soon as the SEC case is done, at least a $3.40 XRP at the very least. But we will see when that is finalized. It's been almost a year. We're getting back up to that December 25th. I will be popping a bottle of champagne, I am sure, once this case is concluded. And we'll most likely do a live stream and celebrate. That's it for me. Hopefully this video kind of helped you out understand a little bit more about the RSI indicator. If you did like this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. All right, everyone. Happy hodling.